If you're enjoying what you're seeing in this video so far, we'd appreciate your support by subscribing to our channel, and perhaps consider following us on our socials for the latest details on our upcoming videos and projects. We'll make sure you won't regret your stay here on Mother Base. Approved by Big Boss himself. Now, in the comment section of our previous video, we noticed that some of you have been arguing
Stream
that
Elements
Ismail in the corridor was only
said,
meant to confuse the player.
S.W.Frost 1 is now live.
And the fact
Streaming
that they look
Battlefield
precisely the
V,
same is
Thors-Day.
that it could have just been a recycled asset to save development time. Rest assured that one of the finest game development studios in the world, who spent more than 4 years developing this game, won't just use a recycled asset during two of the game's most crucial moments, the intro and the ending. This doesn't make sense for any studio, especially when there's Hideo Kojima involved. Not to mention that if they really wanted to go with a recycled asset, they could have just chosen any random patient, not the model of a character who we're meant to believe he's the real big boss.
This way, boss. Hurry.
Now, with regards to the second Ismail being there to confuse the player, you're right. That's what he was there for during the intro's hospital mission. But why keep it that way in the Truth mission, when everything we were supposed to see should have been factual? If Venom imagined that character to looking like Ismail in the first hospital mission, that same model should have looked different in the Truth mission. That's where development could have used just another random patient model instead of Ismail's, for us to realize that the particular patient didn't actually look like him during the hospital sequence, but was only meant to confuse Venom. Otherwise, the Truth we played was no truth at all, and was still just an interpretation of how Venom was seeing things from his perspective, not the actual truth of what really went down.
The fragments are lodged deep within your cerebral cortex.
And if that didn't convince you enough that it wasn't just a recycled asset, we'll now be showing you even further proof that this is definitely not the case. We managed to track down this very scene in an older version of MGS5's script, which was leaked after the game's release, just to have a look at some of these obscure details from a development perspective. Most patients are titled Patient A, Patient B, Patient C, Patient 360, and lo and behold, the character we're after is actually titled Patient Looks Like Ismail. This very well solidifies the fact that, to the contrary of what many might think, this wasn't just a recycled asset, but that patient was intentionally remarked in development that he needed to look like Ismail. The fact that the Truth mission still showed us the intentional appearance of two Ismails pretty much confirms that the ending we experienced was just one version of the truth, a truth that was interpreted by Venom's unreliable mind. After all, facts do not exist, there are only interpretations, which goes in line with MGS5's theme of 1984 and George Orwell's concepts of truths and lies, with the infamous Ministry of Truth, where lies were manufactured and truths were tossed away.
Boss, that's right. It's her. What about the bomb?
We were able to remove the explosives.
I knew who they really were all along.
I only want peace for my country. I can't believe we ever bought that cover story.
We highly suggest staying tuned to our channel, as we have some pretty exciting videos coming up, which will be further discussing Ismail as well as the truth manipulation behind MGS5. What are your thoughts on everything we talked about in this video? Do you agree that the ending is being falsely interpreted by Venom Snake?